Right then, this is a quick walk around video for an absolutely stunning car. This is a Lexus RX 450 hybrid, of course, and it's the F Sport model. First, the new shape here. The car's covered 72,000 miles, one owner with a full service history. Check the ownership, I'm sure that's right from memory. Absolutely gorgeous looking car and in fantastic condition. Front's really clean, you can't see any obvious stone chips on the bonnet at all. Going down the near side first, it's absolutely blemish free in the panel work in terms of any kind of indentations that I can see that are immediately obvious. Wheels generally good, just light marks on the outside edge, which you're naturally going to get on a car that's 7 years old. Side, this side rear again, exactly the same. Just such a striking design, it really, really is. And back again, lovely and clean. Offside of the car, driver's side, beautifully smooth again in the panels, no obvious indentations there. Offside rear alloy, very nice condition. The remaining panel work, absolutely lovely. And final alloy on front there, very good again, just light marking on the outside edge, which again, so naturally can expect at this age. Let's come to the back of the car now. Obviously electric tailgate, as you can see, working perfectly. Very big boot, beautifully finished and in lovely condition. Coming to the back now, wide opening rear doors, enormous amounts of room. You've got this stunning dark rose red leather. Always looks a bit bright on the photos and in the video than it actually is in the flesh, but it is a gorgeous interior. Coming to the front and the passenger side, again, lovely and clean. Again, passenger seat there, very good. Stunning interior. Finally, coming on the driver's side, door cut again, absolutely lovely. Footwell there is very clean. There is a full set of Lexus mats, by the way. They've just been cleaned, actually. That's all. They're not dirty, but just needed a wet vac. But really nice in there. Finally, inside the car, an absolutely gorgeous interior in fantastic condition, all working exactly as it should. It really is in fabulous condition. Come across the main dash binnacle for you. Hope you can see 72,376 miles, and there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all whilst the engine's in operation. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key, all here and present with the car. Right then, it's a quick road test video, and this is for a Lexus RX 400 hybrid, or 450 hybrid rather. It's the F Sport model. Car's registered DX16GYD, and the mileage is 72,370 recorded. The reason we do all of our videos is very simple indeed. We just want to make sure that if anyone's online looking at any of our cars, they get to see the very car advertised, actually in operation. Reason being that we've been to see lots of cars, like many people, only to find out that when you get there, there's an obvious fault that shows up when you drive the car, which can be enormously frustrating. Also done on these very quiet country roads. It's a beautiful part of Gloucestershire. This actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on, and the hope is then it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself if you were offered a test drive in the car. So coming to the car, first and foremost, this is a bit of a landmark for us because I always like this. I get quite excited still. This is the first of this later generation that we've ever had. So, you know, I have driven it prior, but this is the first time done on video. And I have to say, what a car! The old 450 wasn't exactly bad. It's superb, but this is very special indeed. But going through all the things as I always do, starting with the engine of the car, press a button, power button, starts up instantly, of course. Settles to a smooth, even idle. If it idles at all, because sometimes it just runs on battery. That's all, you know, this is the way the hybrid works. Worth pointing out, these are what's now referred to as self-charging hybrids. Basically, you run it wonderfully as a normal petrol car. You just run low on fuel, stand at pump for a couple of minutes, top up the fuel, and off you go. There is no range anxiety, there is no running out of battery. It's just genius in the way it operates. It really, really is. Before I go any further, no warning lights on the dashboard at all related to the engine or any other part of the car. And temperature gauge just under half, which is exactly where it's meant to be. But in terms of operation, refinement, I mean, it's just unbelievably quiet. It's so smooth. The power delivery is completely seamless in the way it operates. I mean, they've been doing it for years, but they are masters of this. They really are. These later versions, as with most of the hybrids from Lexus these days, you can operate the engine in 3 modes. It tends to default to normal when you start. A little button down here, you can twist to the left, and now in eco mode, so it's going to feel softer on the throttle pedal. It's encouraging more battery use, just to absolutely maximise the fuel economy. Push the button down, I'm back into normal mode. It's kind of a halfway house between eco and the sport mode. In both these modes, eco and normal, you've got sorry, I just wondered if a chap's going to come flying through. An eco meter in the middle of the dashboard with your speedo in the middle of it. I twisted to the right, and now in sport mode I get a rev counter, and the throttle response feels completely different. It really is very keen to get up and go, but unless you've driven one, and I do say, and I'm not just saying it to be flippant, but they do make conventional competitors, particularly turbo diesels, feel very agricultural and clumsy and clunky by comparison, especially manoeuvring around these. They're just unbelievably quiet and refined. Obviously goes through the auto CVT gearbox, which suits this car perfectly. It adds to that sense of seamlessness in the way that the power is delivered. So when you put your foot down to go, revs pick up, but you catch up with the revs. It's so smooth, so smooth. And we're travelling at 60 miles an hour now, absolutely so quiet, it's unbelievable. Everything operating exactly as it should. Steering, track's dead straight, there's no vibrations at this speed, or actually up to the motorway speeds. We ask the drivers that when they deliver the cars. Lovely power steering setup, nicely weighted. It's positive, it's accurate. They aren't ultimately, even though it's an F-Sport model, they aren't sports cars. But what it does give you is a direct feeling to the road. The steering is faithful and accurate, as I said, and it works really nicely with the chassis. The chassis is just wonderful. Corners pretty flat for a car like this, in all honesty. But what it still gives you is a beautifully comfortable ride. These are, cars which you'd expect to be able to travel sort of huge distances in real comfort, and you can. It's an astonishing car. There are no clonks or rattles coming from underneath the car that shouldn't be there. The things that I'm always looking out for in any vehicle of this age. The brakes, actually that was directly behind me. Fantastic brake pedal on the car, lovely, positive, powerful, no pulsing, no vibrations coming back through the brake pedal. It's all in very fine order. Finally coming inside the car, I have to say, because it's first impressions really, obviously I love the dark rose red leather interior. You've got the panoramic roof adding lots of natural light into the car, but your first impression is you're in something quite special, very much upmarket. Build quality, as with Lexus, is always superb, and this is no different. It feels rock solid, no squeaks, no rattles, you wouldn't expect any. All the interior in terms of the quality of the fixtures and fittings, just second to none, absolutely second to none. But it's a lovely place to sit. You feel very much in the car. Sometimes these sorts of cars you feel perched up on top of them, but these you do feel sort of in it. You've got this much bigger screen than you had on the previous generations. It looks very modern and fancy. It does work very nicely indeed, I have to say. Lots of the stuff they've kept from the previous generation in terms of the mouse pad control, which again, once you've become used to it, it's become second nature actually. Heated and vented seats, again, all working exactly as they should. And then you've got this kind of family instrument binnacle, which is by modern standards quite minimalist, and all the better for it. It's just giving you the information you need, no more, beautifully detailed and presented as Lexus always do. And finally this lovely leather bound steering wheel with the red stitching from the F Sport and the embossed into the bottom there as well. And given the fact that at the time of doing this video I haven't had the car cleaned yet, it hardly needs cleaning. It's in just stunning condition. Really has been beautifully looked after by its one and only owner, but cannot fault it. Drives simply beautifully.